Welcome back to another Blueprint video. I'm Ghost, and in today's video, I'll be sharing with you all a Town Hall 15 base that defended 7 for 7, including Tribe Gaming in the Champions 1 Clan War League. So without further ado, let's dive into it. And we are here with the Town Hall 15 base that was used in the Champions 1 Clan War League. So first thing here to point out is the spell towers. I guess we can go with that first. It is set up with 1 rage and 1 poison. So the main thing I liked about this one was the poison tower, just because it eliminates a lot of the super archer blimps landing over the sweepers. So over here, from whether it's a blimp from this angle or a blimp from that angle, it would always land on that sweeper. And with this poison tower setup, it does covers this entire range behind the Town Hall. So that eliminates the super archer values behind the Town Hall. So the one reason why I liked having the poison there is just so it basically serves more than one purpose. 1, the super archers, and 2, of course, dragging into the Town Hall. Because as you can see, the sweepers are pointing away from the Town Hall, and it covers this entire back end. So the only ideal entry, as you're going to see in the replays I'll be sharing with you, is that people love to queen walk this one side, and then they'll recall the queen, and then they'll start her this side. They're basically clearing all this, and then you're going to just see the drags go straight through the middle through the Town Hall. So again, with that poison tower, it does serves more than just one factor. It also protects the super dragons or the E-dragons into the Town Hall, as they have to go through this poison and then fight the Rage Infernos and the heroes. So again, we'll circle back onto the poison later on once we are into the replays, but we're going to talk about the Rage Tower now. So obviously the Rage isn't necessarily the best value, but it also is a decent value because it covers this Eagle, and it also covers both of these multi-Infernos. So as you're going to see in the replays, as I said about the spam into the Town Hall and how much these Infernos will be doing damage as they're under Rage with the Eagle that's raged as well. So the flank side compartments I also liked about this was this Expo setup, kind of having a lot of HP in front of it, the Scatter, the Skelly. It basically like stops a King Sui into that Scatter, so it prevents the King from being able to get that. So again, with that Expo, it also does limit a Zap value, because with that, you're not really getting the best value. Now, one last thing I will point about this is the dead zones kind of in front of this multi, kind of surrounding these Infernos. It is really nice to have that, just to make those Queen charge harder and harder to kind of plan and predict. So yeah, without further ado, we'll just jump into the replays now and just see what we can get with the space. And we have the very first defense here that was against Unbreakable Attacker Delta. So he is rocking with the Super Archer Blimp, and as you can see, immediately it balloons and then Blimp right behind. Now this Blimp is taking shot on the air defense, and with that SAM, it does finish it off, so that now he cannot land onto the Expo as intended. So wall breakers open the wall. He is cloning over the walls to get the Town Hall, and unfortunately that poison tower did shoot onto those archers, and now those archers are not going to survive to get through that value that he was intending for. So Town Hall ended up staying alive, and of course the CC being pulled. Expo stays alive, and the only value he really got was just those trash buildings, because he never really got any key defenses with that Blimp. So yeah, he's having to basically recover from this and go for that full out 2-star. As you can see here already, he is dropping the heroes, the Titan, and the Grand Warden. Now he is using the Super Barbarian. That is usually the common popular follow-up after the Super Archer Blimps as of late. But you can see the heroes are now approaching to the Town Hall, and he still has the Warden attack, in which he uses to get through both the Queen, the RC, and that single Inferno. So yep, he's basically recovering as much as percent as he can at this point with these heroes, and of course the rest of the Barbs. So the Barbs are coming down for cleanup to get, like I said, rack up that percentage, as he did not get this attack going the way he initially intended for it to go. So yeah, he still got RC ability, got 1 freeze, he still got that Grand Warden. Now it's switching over to the RC, which is really helpful for him. That way it helps this RC push through these back end defenses. So yeah, with the poison, like I mentioned, it is kind of a little tricky. Unfortunately, the attacker didn't play the blimp very safe because that Sam did hit the blimp after taking that initial damage from that air defense. So yeah, nonetheless, it's still a pretty good percent considering the fact that his blimp literally got almost nothing. So yeah, we'll take those defenses, and now let's jump into the second defense of the day. Next up is Desire from Don't Angry Me. He is coming in with the Queen Charge Lalo on this base. Now, obviously, this one is a little tricky here just because, as I initially said, these dead zones there in front of the Infernos kind of make wall breaking into that Inferno directly a little bit tough. So yeah, Queen exactly at 3. He's got a Yeti to ensure that left side funnel. Then he's got Sneaky on the DE storage to ensure his Queen does step in and take that scatter shot. He is forced to use the Rage here just because he was taking a Scatter, Expo, and Cannon. And here comes the Blimp. The Blimp is going directly in for this Inferno Tower and, of course, to pull this CC. So, yeah, a good way to kind of go around the dead zone since he knew the wall breaker wouldn't directly target that. He's forced to kind of use the Yeti Blimp to get that CC pull and, of course, get the Rage Tower and that Inferno. So, pretty decent value. He is coming now with this King on this left side to basically clear all the way down towards 6 so he can get this wall break into the core to get to the Town Hall. So, as you can see now, the wall breaker opened this side. So, not necessarily this side for the Queen to directly have access to go straight there. And because of that, the Queen's going to now step into the Eagle after these pups and not down. So, again, little base building idea with the Queen pad being tucked in to force the wall breaker around the Inferno and not directly into it. Since now he's knowing that the Queen is going for the Eagle, he is forced to kind of have the Lalo right into the Town Hall with the RC. He was kind of lucky with having the King pull that Poison Tower so that his Lalo wouldn't have to go through it. And here with this Warden ability through the Town Hall, that Poison is now in effect. And of course that NATO does pull all of those balloons. So that balloon are going to basically have its end right there because of that Inferno is staying alive. So yeah, the RC basically have to go through the King. And now the RC is still staying alive because everything pathed around it and ended up dying because of that. So the Queen now with the RC does not have access to this Inferno, or neither can they take down this RC. And evidently it's going to result in the defense of this base because of that. So yeah, the wall breaker was a little unfortunate just because now the Queen wasn't able to go to the Town Hall as intended. He had to Lalo and send everything through the Town Hall. So yeah, really good defense here. He is going to rack up and finish this with the 88% 2-star. And here we are. Next up is the Queen Walk Recall with the Super Dragon. So as I initially said, this is exactly what I kind of had predicted just because the sweepers were basically pointing the opposite side of the Town Hall, which is there. So he knew if he was able to basically Queen Walk this entire trash right here, he could recall the Queen and do the same thing with the Queen on the right side. So that's exactly what this attacker is going to be going for here. And then he will be sending his Super Dragons. I believe he is going to use the Slammer directly into this Town Hall. So, of course, he is forced to have it using a Rage to kind of, do two things. Kind of speed the Queen and to keep her alive through this Expo damage. So, he is getting the Queen to path the correct way and then basically have a clear, narrow path for these Super Dragons after he does the same thing on the right side. So we're going to speed this up just a tad just because he is simply doing the same exact thing as he did on the top left side with the Queen Walk. He's having to recall with the Queen. Now he's going to send the Drags directly into this Town Hall. He's going with the early freeze on the Monolith and raging those balloons to get and see and pull any air traps that would be potentially sitting there. So yes, he is rocking with the Super Dragons. He did use another Rage on this Queen just because it was taking quite a lot of damage under the Expo and the Archer Tower and Cannon. But he is getting through the Town Hall. He is going to use the Warden ability right after this Town Hall goes off. And here comes this NATO Trap, which pulled the Dragons into the poison. It's also pulling this Slammer there. And as you can see, this Rage goes off. It's going to be Raged Infernos. And then the CC is going to come off because I believe he had Yetis in the CC. So either way, had it been air or ground, you could definitely see the power of these double Rage Infernos. it is going to keep those Inferno up. And he did send the King and the RC together at 3-ish to kind of keep this Queen alive. But again, with those Inferno Towers staying up and the Dragons not getting it, it does take the healers out and evidently takes the Queen out with it as well. So with the King and RC, unfortunate with the CC being pulled there, the heroes are kind of stalled up on that, but nonetheless, it is going to be a defense with a good chunk of remaining of the base up. So yeah, with those Infernos staying up, as you can see there, the healers did end up dying there, and he is going to finish this off with roughly an 83% there with the Queen Walk Recall Super Dragon. So yep, another great defense for us with this base. Moving on to our last replay of the day, we do have Tribe Gaming hitting this with the Zap E-Titans. So he's starting with the early Warden Walk, roughly 10 o'clock with the healers there and a test balloon to test for any traps. The Zap right there for the Monolith and that Expo gets some really, really nice value there. So yep, he's going to come with the Flinger behind it just to basically have this Flinger path from there all the way to the Town Hall later on as his Warden does clear these initial defenses. So a little bit tricky here just because he does have to kind of rely on his Warden Wall taking the Bomb Tower and the Builder Hut. Otherwise, if he were to send the Titans from this side, they would path outside there and go to the RC and basically go from there into the core with the awkward pathing. So he is playing it very smartly here, being very patient and investing 1 minute on this Warden Wall just to ensure that these trash buildings, as I said, are going down, so that ensures his Titan does go inside of the base as he wants to have happen here. So nonetheless, he is going to send the King and the Witches at the top. Here comes the Titan Smash. Now that the Bomb Tower and the hut is clear, it is pretty safe that the Titans will go in. So it is a little bit risky with this Flinger just because he does not test anything there. Now, had there been like one Tesla just sitting there, that Flinger definitely would not get the Town Hall. So against Zap Titans, it is a kind of an awkward entry here. The King does meet up with the Titans here with the entire smash. He is having to pop the Warden ability earlier, or more so that the Warden does get forced because of that Inferno raised up. Now the Titans does get through these Hound Pups very, very fast. So now the healer, the Queen, with this funneled off, the Queen was about to walk out, but she stepped back in to go right with the smash. And here comes the RC with the Titans going on the back end to get into the scatter and to finish all the way down by this bottom 6 o'clock side. So yep, Queen does finish off the Poison Tower. The Flinger is locking onto the Town Hall safely. And as I said, had there been like one single Tesla sitting there, the Flinger definitely would not have gotten the Town Hall there. So yep, Queen does fall from this Expo that's going to lock onto her, and now the RC is coming in. The Skelly Trap is there, so now the RC gets stalled up just a little bit so that the Diggy is going to go down here momentarily. He still has a lot of force here with the Titans and the Witches walking around, but he still also has the King and the Expo that could be the last threat of ending the smash here. So unfortunately with the King does evidently take out everything that was inside of his Flinger, including the Titan and the Yeti, which makes this a little bit tough because that Expo, look at it, it's still alive, taking down all of his troops. So yeah, this does unfortunately fall very short just because of the King staying alive and that Expo staying alive. So yeah, a little lucky here with the Wooden Wall getting those traps and a little lucky with the Flinger, but nonetheless, that it will be a 98% defense for us. Alright, and that will be the end of today's video. Now, I will link the base and the recommended CC down below in the comments, but if you guys like this video, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more videos just like this. But until then, guys, I'll catch you all in the very next one. Ghost out.